My name is Nathan Kline, and I am running this year as the Green Party candidate for the Missouri State Senate District 7. I'm a lifelong resident of Kansas City, Missouri, and a longtime homeowner in the Plaza Westport neighborhood, and a graduate of the Kansas City Art Institute. I am first and foremost a relentless worker and creative problem solver who has developed a strong background in both the public and private sector as a manager and administrator of large organizations. After 25 years of hospitality management experience, I brought my skill set to the public sector in 2013 to work for the City Planning and Development Department of the City of Kansas City, Missouri, where I currently am dedicated to public service. I now offer myself as a public servant to the people of Missouri. I've been a supporter of the Green Party since the 1996 Ralph Nader campaign for president, after finally coming to the realization that the two corporate parties are irredeemably corrupt. My campaign for Jackson County, Missouri executive in 2018 garnered over 34,000 votes as a Green Party candidate. And I currently serve as the outreach officer for the Green Party here in Kansas City. As an avid student of history, political science, economics, philosophy, and the arts, I continually seek to bridge the gap between theory and practice to achieve a sustainable, just, and peaceful society. For me, the Green Party, as the only political party in the US that is not wholly captured by corporations and billionaires, is the only vehicle that can achieve these goals. Now, let's be honest. At this point, the Democratic and Republican parties only represent large campaign contributors, not communities and not voters like us. They are well paid to maintain this corporate status quo that is working so well for the rich, but not for any of us. Neither seriously addresses the multiple growing crises of climate change, entrenched racism, economic inequality, and lack of access to decent healthcare, education, and housing, and other resources necessary for life. The complete capitalist corporate takeover of the Democratic and Republican parties, and thus our government, has eliminated them as vehicles for the systematic changes that we must implement to successfully tackle these ramifying crises. The governmental capture by corporations and the obscenely wealthy that has been facilitated by the two corporate parties has led to the private sector hoarding resources as we working people have fallen into desperation, unseen for generations. The private sector will only provide the necessities of life to those in need if they can pay market rates. And the percentage of the population that can pay those rates is shrinking every year as the rich have successfully hoarded a higher percentage of our national wealth due to their complete capture of our government's regulatory and financial resources. Those financial resources are our taxes. This situation has led to a revolutionary historical moment. The established status quo will not hold, so we find ourselves now at a crossroads. We will either build a vehicle for a political revolution that brings our government back into the hands of working Americans, or our communities will deteriorate into civil conflict in which we will all lose. Luckily for America, the Green Party has been building the revolutionary political vehicle that can steer us through these difficult times to a peaceful, just, and sustainable future. Because the Green Party voluntarily refuses all corporate campaign donations. The Green Party, unlike any other, represents voters and communities as opposed to wealthy campaign contributors who have hoarded the wealth of our nation. Because the Green Party is the only volunteer-based political party in the United States, it is the only party made up of working people volunteering their time in an egalitarian movement to bring democracy to our country and rescue it from the plutocracy that it has succumbed to. That is why I humbly offer myself today to you, my neighbors, as a Green Party candidate to represent the Missouri Senate District 7 in Jefferson City. I, like all Green Party candidates, am a clean green candidate. I will not take the dirty money that corrupts all that it touches at the Capitol. That will make all the difference in who I will represent when I'm elected. I invite you to join the Green Party movement today, not only to elect me to the Missouri Senate, but to wrest our government from corporate hands and make our tax dollars work for working folks like us and our communities. They say that the Green Party is a spoiler. What we say is we cannot spoil what is already rotten. We must replace the rotten with the fresh green alternative of the Green Party, and I invite all of you to join us today. Thank you very much. On to victory.